Ganesha, this Raziel cat that's come through. Oshun, Ogun, Yeminya, Oya, Shingo, Legba, gotta get one to Ishu, you know, Ishu, Rumala, because we need the oracles now, you know, Zarabanda, Maja de Agua, Maja de la Luna, Santissima Muerte, Mama Shola, Las Spirituals and Tranquilas, Francisco Siete Reyes, Santissima Petra Eamon, El Cristo Negro, Las Spirituals and Tranquilas, El Cristo Rey. And I go into why I got another information on why we got into this in the 2000s on this whole Apollo thing. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday. But Kunsu is here. Sashet. Neptet. Neith. You try to hear Neith, that's Athena. And the whole Athens is built after the African goddess. Neith. You know, but they say Athena comes from Libya. And at that time, that would have been Phoenicia. Then it's later Carthage. So, you know, so even the Greeks say that. Athena, or I would say Neith, Serket, Neptet, Aset, Heheru, Satis, Satis, Anarchus, Sebek, Sutek, Osar, Osar Seker, Amen Ra, Ptah, Kanun, Kitiaminti, Mut, Nut, Bas, Bastet, Pashet, Mim, Min, Muntu, Mintu, Atu, Atan, Aman, Amanuel, later on Aman, which is Amen Ra is also Amanuel in the Bible, Emmanuel. Yeah. These things crept into the Bible, you know, into the Bible. Shiva, Bhavani, Sati, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Durga, Kali, Kalima, Ganesha, Hanuman, Brahma, Indra, Agni, Kama, Kuan Yin, Terra, Buddha, Quetzalcoatl, Mawa Lisa, Imiya, which is Yoga and Yimiya, Nomo, Awas, Obas, Ibas, Otincha, Tieta, Sheola, Shula, Ogumu, Naukana, Lokeo, Kumbo, Lavado, Ishtar, Monu, Nobu, Mana, Titi, Jova. I guess that could be for the gods right now. All gods known and unknown. Ashe. Throw color on your ancestors. Ashe. 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 Ferguson family. Fallen family. We're going to give a shout out to our brother Martin Luther King. Like I said yesterday, they had the Nation of Islam had a debate on cable TV down there with the SCLC. I talked about this yesterday. But you know, and SCLC, so they had the guy from SCLC is the Southern Christian Leadership Conference that was started by Martin Luther King. So they had a brother in there, and I admit I was an Elijah Muhammad man, so I talked shit about Martin Luther King too. But this guy was there. And from the SCLC, and the brother from the Nation and all this, you know, we need to separate, we need to do this, we need to do that. So what happened was, the SCLC brother said, look, he said, I see Farrakhan traveling all over the world. He said, let me let you in on a little bit of history. He said, before desegregation, you couldn't just jump on a plane and go all over the world if you were black. He said, that was segregated. He said, so you need to thank Martin Luther King. Farrakhan needs to thank Martin Luther King for opening that part up. You see what I'm saying? And you got to realize what's going on. And then it all came back to me. I said, look, when I started going to these metaphysical bookstores down south, they opened up these things. They treated me with open arms. These white people, man, they would be waiting for me to come up in there. So now, let's say it would have been 40 years before, I wouldn't have been allowed in the place.
That's right.
Then I come to New York, go to the Magical Child, go to Enchantment, and get treated like a doggone criminal. You see, get treated like a criminal. You see, and from the 90s we used to go to the Magical Child. You know, a guy didn't even want to show me some stuff in the case one time. You see what I'm saying? I want to buy a book. The guy questioning stuff because you know. So the point I'm trying to make here was, had these things not been opened up, you see, I wouldn't have been able to do those particular things. So you have to think back sometime historically, just to see what was going on to get us to a certain point. So we know that Martin Luther King is also Saint Martin, and Saint Martin is a form of a leg bar, as we talked about yesterday. And a leg bar, like I said, he opens the way, but he doesn't necessarily go to the promised land. Shango and Ogun are the warriors to do that. You see, but he opens the gate. You see, same thing with the Moses thing before it became historical. He opened the gate, and then Aaron and all of them took the people into the promised land. These are metaphysical terms that was historicalized, but these are concepts that they're talking about that happen in everyday life. You see, like that. You see, so there's always these people that open the gate, but their job is not necessarily to be the fulfillment. So Martin Luther King was that person. He opened the gate. You see what I'm saying? But we fulfill that in the particular aspect. We enjoyed certain freedoms, not necessarily that we wanted to live around white folks. For the simple fact, the civil rights movement wasn't about integration into other communities.
That's right.
Now we took the ball and ran with it. You see what I'm saying? But the point about it here is, it was about not having those doors closed just for a little type of thing. And like I said, I would go, man, these people would see me coming. It's like, we going to England, you want us to bring you some stuff back? Here go the list of stuff we going over to get. I'm like, yeah, give me some of that, they'll jump on a plane and go to England and bring me some stuff back. And these are people from the South. I'm riding around in a guy in all black, he's chaos magician. He got on all black and stuff. And he said, yeah, you know, I used to be one of the junior representatives of the Ku Klux Klan back in the day. And I said, I get it. That was a part of the culture. It wasn't necessarily that you was a hater. It was a part. It was just like going to church. You was down south. You supposed to be in the Klan. He was like, yeah, I was a junior member. And he said, let me tell you something. He opened up a big thing of pills. He said, you all go to jail for your drugs. He said, well, what you don't realize, there's all kind of legal drugs you can get. You see what I'm saying? That you can get to get you just as high as anything else, and it's totally legal. You know, so, but it was just interesting here. I'm riding around in the car with this guy. This is years later, and he used to be a junior member of the Ku Klux Klan. Let me show you another thing. I was working in Columbia, South Carolina in a record store. It's called Peaches. I was in college. This white boy would come and he would have these jokes for me. And they would be funny. I said, but your little jokes is a little corny. I said, what I need for you is what black people are into. You need to give me some ethnic jokes. You know, you need to give me some ethnic jokes. The jokes that you wouldn't say, that's the ones we want, because that's the one the black community likes. You know what I'm saying? You know, what has 6 legs and go hold-it-do. 3 black men running to the elevator. That kind of stuff. You know, Kunta Kinte translated Willie Washington. You see. So he started giving me these good ones. My brother was getting offered some jobs that they didn't have black people to work on. He graduated college and he was working in this little small